Welcome to Climate Briefing's news roundup for the week ending Friday the 31st of March 2017. Donald Trump has signed an executive order that will overturn Barack Obama's Clean Power Plan, a measure intended to curb carbon emissions from coal-fired power plants. Trump's order also clears the way for new coal mines to be built on federal land and rescinds at least 6 other Obama-era climate change initiatives. The Trump administration said that its aim was to keep energy affordable and reliable to boost economic growth and job creation. The White House also announced that the president will make a decision by late May on whether the United States should stay in the Paris Climate Change Agreement. The 2015 accord saw governments pledging to limit the rise in global temperatures in order to stave off the worst effects of climate change. If the US withdraws from the pact, it will be at odds with China, which has firmly accepted climate change as a real threat. Speaking of the agreement at the World Economic Forum in January, China's president said, "All signatories should stick to it instead of walking away from it, as this is a responsibility we must assume for future generations." In a further rebuke to Donald Trump's policies, members of the American state of California's Air Resources Board have unanimously voted in favour of sustaining tough vehicle emissions standards until the end of 2025. Their goals include raising fuel efficiency to 15 kilometres per litre and getting millions more drivers to convert to electric cars. This comes in response to President Trump signalling that he wants to relax the fuel economy rules for cars. Britain's greenhouse gas emissions were, in 2016, 6% lower than in 2015. According to preliminary figures from the UK government, there has been a 42% drop in overall emissions between 1990 and 2016, and a 37% drop in carbon dioxide emissions. This means the UK, Europe's second largest emitter after Germany, is now just over halfway to reaching its target of reducing greenhouse gas emissions to 80% below 1990 levels by midway through the century. Also in Britain, on Monday, the Office of Nuclear Regulation granted consent for the construction of the Hinkley C nuclear power plant in Somerset. The £18 billion project is expected to generate 3.2 gigawatts of electricity, enough to meet around 7% of Britain's energy demands. On Tuesday, tropical cyclone Debbie made landfall on Australia's northeast coast. Winds of up to 160 miles per hour damaged homes and brought down power lines. On Thursday, authorities told people in the east of the country to move to higher ground as the Category 4 cyclone transformed into a massive rain depression. By Saturday, tens of thousands were stranded by floodwaters as the remnants of the cyclone swept along the east coast, causing floods, destroying bridges and killing 2 people. A senior EU aid official has warned that Somalia, which is suffering from severe drought and is on the verge of famine, is facing a major outbreak of cholera. More than 18,000 cases have been recorded so far this year, up from around 15,000 in the whole of 2016 and compared to 5,000 in a normal year. The news comes as Somalia battles against a devastating drought that has decimated harvests and livestock. This is just 6 years after a similar crisis killed 250,000 people. This has been a Climate Briefing news roundup. Details of these and other stories can be found at climatebriefing.org.